Hey everyone, welcome back to Code with Poonam. It's day 55 of our 100 days of coding challenge in JavaScript. Today we are solving a simple yet powerful problem that is finding the product of all the numbers in an array. So let's proceed with this challenge and we will move to our VS Code. If we see in the VS Code, we have here our question along with the sample input and output, right? So let us read out the question. We have to write a JS function to calculate the product of all numbers in an array using JavaScript, right? And here we have our input, right? So in the input, we have array and the output, we have some number, right? Same goes here as well. In line number 7 and 8 also, we have our array and in the output, we have given as a number, correct? Now, what is it? Okay. So if you see here, we have to calculate what product of all the numbers, right? So if you multiply 2 times 3 times 4, what you will get? 24. If you do 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5, you will get 120. So that is what it has been asked. We have to calculate the product of all the numbers in an array, or you can say product of all the elements in an array. Okay. So let us come down and we will break this particular question. So what first we have to do? We have to write a JS function, right? After that, what we have to do? We have to calculate the product of all the numbers, right, in an array. So we will take this and we will put it over here. Okay. Now, since we want to calculate the product of all the numbers in an array, we will come here and we will keep the function name as what? Find product. Okay. So I will write here what? Find product and with the parenthesis. So this will be our function name. Okay. After that, we will come to the line number 9. So we have to calculate what product of all the elements in an array, right? So for that, let us come down and write down our approach. So I will write here what? Approach. Okay. Now in this particular question, we are going to use what? A reduce method. Okay. So I will just write here what? Reduce. Okay, now what does this reduce method do? Reduce method will be used to calculate the product of all the numbers in an array. How? Reduce method will iterate through the array, multiplying each element with the accumulator. So we know that in this reduce method, it takes function, right? So here we are going to pass what? Function. So this is going to take it like this, right? It's an array method, that also we know. And what does it returns? It returns our accumulated value. So I will just write here what? Accumulated value. And in this, we are going to pass what? Accumulator, that is nothing but ACC comma CV, that is nothing but the current value. Okay. So this is what it is going to do. And here we are going to write what? Calculation. So here is the place where we will write the calculation to find what? Product of all the numbers in an array. So what this reduce method will do? It will iterate through the array and it will multiply the each element with the accumulator. Okay. So let us take this input and we will understand the calculation, how it is going to work. So I will just write here this array. So now here we know we have ACC and CV. So in the first case, when you are not providing any ACC value, your first element will be the ACC value. So in this case, what will be your ACC now? Your ACC will be 2 and your CV will be what? 3. So this is how it is going to happen. And now what is the calculation we are going to do? We have to do some calculation, right, to find the product. So we will write the calculation as what? ACC into CV. That is nothing but accumulator times our current value. Or you can say accumulator multiplied by the current value. Okay. So you will come here and in the first instance, what it will happen? 2 times 3. Okay. That is nothing but your 6. Okay. Now your accumulator value will get updated here. Now after this, what will be our accumulator value? It will be 6. And what will be your current value? It will move to what? 4. Okay. So then in the next case, what it is going to happen? 6 times 4. Okay. So this is what we are going to get. And here we will get 24. That is what we have, right? 24. So we have only 3 elements. So first time your ACC will become 2 and your current value will become 3. That is what we have written. And when you do the calculation, ACC times CV, you will get what? 6, right? So now your ACC will have 6 and your current value will become 4. Then you will come down and you will again multiply ACC times your CV. That is nothing but 6 times 4. That is nothing but 24. That is where you will get your final product as what? 24. So this is what it is going to happen in this case. Now, in case of this particular input, what it will happen? Now, let us see that also. So I will write here our second array. Okay. Now, what will happen here? What will be the ACC value? It is going to take our 1. Then what will be the current value? It is nothing but our 2. And what is the calculation we have to do? ACC times CV, correct? So this is what we have to do here. So in this case, what will happen? It will be 1 times 2. That is nothing but what? 2, right? So after that, what it will become? ACC value will become what? 2. And what will be your CV value? CV value will become 3, okay? So then you come down and what it is going to happen? 2 times 3, right? So I'll write here what? 2 times 3. So that is nothing but what? 6, correct? So now your ACC value will get updated. So what will be the ACC value now? It will become 6, okay? And what will be the CV value? It will become 4. So what is 6 times 4? It is nothing but 24. So we will write here that as well. So we will get here what? 6 times 4 and that will be what? 24, okay? Then what will happen to your ACC value? ACC value will get updated to 24. And what will be your CV value now? CV value will become 5. Now, what is 24 times 5? It is nothing but 120. So, let us come here and do that also. So, we will get here final product as 120. So, that will be our final output for this particular input, that is 120. So, this is what is the approach we are going to do it. So, in this challenge, we will be using specifically only the reduce method, no any other method. You can easily do that. What does reduce method do? It reduces to a single value, right? So you can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, all those things you can do it. It will reduce to a single value. It's an array method and it returns your accumulated value. That is what it is returning. So what is your 120? It is nothing but your accumulated value, right? Now suppose if you had one more element in this array, what will be your accumulated value? It will become 120 and your current value is going to change, right? So that is what we are going to do it. So this is what is our final approach which we are going to follow in this question. So now let's come down and we will move towards our implementation. So we will write our function now, okay? So we will have here what function and we will define our function name as what? Find product, okay? With the parenthesis, okay, let us quickly invoke it here. So I will write here what? Find product. And in this, we are going to pass our array. So what is our array? We will take it from here. That is nothing but 2, 3, 4. So let us come here and pass it over here, okay? And now let us come here and receive it. So I will write here what? ARR, okay? So let us come here and console it out. So I will write here what? Console.log ARR, okay? So let us come here and we will run this particular file. So we have to write what? Node day 55 challenge, right? And we will hit enter. Let us see what do we get. We got our array. That is nothing but 2, 3, 4. That means this function we have written correctly, okay? Now let us come here and we will use our reduce method to calculate the product, okay? So let us come here and do that. So I will come down and what I will write? ARR dot reduce I will write, and in this we are going to pass our callback function, right? And here we will pass what? ACC comma our CV, that is nothing but accumulator and our current value. And here I am just going to write what? ACC times our CV, got it? And this entire thing, let us store it into a variable called as a product. So I will write here what? Const product is equal to, and this will get stored inside this. Now let us come here and we will just console it out. So I will write here what? Console.log of product, okay? Now let us come here and rerun it one more time. So I will write here what? Node day 55 challenge and I will hit enter. What do I get? I got 24. That means this function is properly running and giving us the proper calculation, right? Let us come here and one more time invoke it with the another input. So what was our another array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let us take this and we will pass it over here as well. Let us rerun it and retest it. So we will come here in the terminal and we will write what? Node day 55 challenge and we will hit enter. What do I got? I got 120. That means this is also successfully running, right? So that means we have achieved what we wanted, right? Let us come to the line number 31 and we will improvise this particular line as well. So we will use our template literals and we will put here comma and we will write here what the product of an array. I will write here like this, the product of an array, and let us use that array as well. Okay. So I will write here something like this, ARR, okay, and I'll write here is, and we will write here colon, and let us see what do we get here. So I will write here node day 55 challenge and we will hit enter. What do I get? The product of an array is what? 120, right? So we are successfully able to get this correct. Now let us come here and we will comment out our line number 28 and let us save it and let us clear the terminal and we will rerun it. So I will write here what node day 55 challenge and we will hit enter. Now what do I get? The product of an array is 24. The product of an array is what? 120. Okay. Now in your mind, one question will be there, why I have written it like this. Okay. If I don't put a square bracket no inside our template literals, we will not get in an array form. I will come here and I will show you like this. Okay. Let us rerun it one more time. I am not getting in an array form. I am just getting the elements of an array. So that is where whenever you are using a template literals and whenever you want to use an array over here, please use it in a square bracket only. So pass your array inside a square bracket, then only your template literals will work out here. So let us clear the terminal and we will write here what node day 55 challenge and we will hit enter. See now we are getting in an array, right? So that is what we have successfully done this. If you see at both the places, we are able to get our final output that is nothing but 24 and 120, right? So this is what it was expected from us, okay? Let us come here and we will have a quick recap of this particular question. Now in this question, we have to find what the product of all the elements of an array, right? And down we had our input and output as well. So we understood that it is to calculate the product of all the numbers. So that is what we did. If you come here and if you do 2 times 3 times 4, you will get what? 24. That is nothing but the product of all the elements of an array, right? If you test this also, you are going to get 120 only, right? So this is what we understood. So we came here and we defined our function name as what? Find product, right? And we wrote the important part from this particular question, that is we have to calculate the product of all the numbers in an array. Okay, then we understood and we wrote our approach as well. So in this question, what we used a reduce method, right? Reduce is an array method. What does it do? This method iterates over an array, right? And what it is going to return? It is going to return us a accumulated value. It's an array method, right? So that is where we use the reduce method to calculate the product of all the numbers in an array, okay? And then we understood that what we are going to do. So we wrote here what? Reduce, and in that we passed our callback function, right? And in that we have written what? ACC comma CV, and we did here what? Calculation part. What was the calculation we had to do? That is nothing but accumulator times CV, right? So we understood with respect to the two inputs how it is going to perform, right? When our input was 2, 3, 4, it is going to undergo this process and we are going to get the product as 24. When it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it is going to perform the same calculation, right? But since it is iterating through an array, it is going to iterate this many times and we are going to get product as 120, right? So after that, we implemented the same approach inside our function as well, right? So we wrote here what? Function find product, and we are passing here what? Array as in params, right? So we are receiving this particular array here and we wrote our console.log array, right? That is where we understood that this function is running properly. Then we came here and we used our reduce method, and whatever the output was there, we were storing into a variable called as a product. Okay, then at line number 31, we consoled it and we improvised as well, right? And we also understood inside the template literals, if I want to write an array, we cannot just write dollar flower braces array. I will have to put it inside a square bracket as well. So that is where I have written that as well. And line number 33 and 34, we invoked it 2 times to test it that whether what we have done here, we are receiving it or not, the same output. So then we tested out in the terminal and we got the same output. So let us clear the terminal one more time and I will write here what? day 55 challenge, and we will hit enter. So we are getting the exact output, right? This reduce method iterates through the array, multiplying each element with the accumulator. I will tell you why this challenge is important, guys, because calculating the product of numbers is a fundamental operations in programming and has applications in statistical and mathematical computations. Also in the algorithms that involve factorials or cumulative product operations, and also in the problem solving scenarios in competitive programming. We are steadily progressing with the day 55, guys. So keep practicing and building those coding muscles. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more daily coding content. And I will see you tomorrow with day 56 challenge. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you so much.